Welcome to the Hop. This is David Charles Allen, realtor at Village Properties in Santa Barbara, California, with my great friend and co-host Patty Teal. I'm doing great today, Patty. How you doing?
I'm doing great, David. Thank you.
Good to hear. As always, Santa Barbara's looking like some beautiful weather currently, and looking ahead, scattered throughout the high 60s to 70s. So sunny skies, really beautiful out here.
Well, David, here in Florida, we've had quite the variety. Last week, I guess it was as cold as it ever gets. It was down in the high 30s in the morning, and people were bundling up. It was kind of fun to get the winter clothes out. But today, it's sunny, and it was in the low 80s.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, we're getting some surf here too. We had a really good couple days of surf this last week, and looking ahead, we look like some more fun days. So even
Oh,
some the last couple days, it's really fun out there.
oh, that sounds great.
Really great. And then in terms of how interest rates are performing, they stay consistent since the last time we talked. 30-year conforming is 3.625 and 30-year jumbo is 3.125. So the same as last week. So I know a lot of people are worried about them going up. We'll see what happens.
Right. And if I recall, the week before it was kind of the same as well. So it really hasn't moved in a few weeks now.
Yeah, a couple weeks it's been pretty hesitant, but it did jump up there pretty quickly. And over a couple weeks span, we went from 3% all the way up to 3.6. So that might not sound like a lot, but it definitely is a hindrance in terms of how much money you're spending every month.
Right. And you've explained before how much that little bit of interest going up can really affect a mortgage payment.
Yeah, I mean, depending what value of the house you have, if you're looking at a couple hundred extra bucks a month, and then you're taking that over 30 years too, that's a lot of money added up. Historically lows, as you can attest to,
Mm-hmm.
17% interest back in the day.
Back in the day.
It's a lot different, to say the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. Well,
And then
that's one thing I don't miss about those days. Those good old days were good, but high interest rates weren't so good.
yeah, in terms of how the statistics have performed, 36 new listings, 11 price changes, 26 that closed, 38 that went pending, 8 that expired, and 5 that were coming soon. So again, we're ticking up a little bit in terms of the new listings, almost back at the 40 level, but really not building any supply again as more pendings are coming than new listings are.
Right. And I know it's only the beginning of February, so we'll see what happens when spring comes around. That is typically the biggest time, isn't it, for people to list their homes?
Yeah, usually April, May, people are packing it in for the summer, looking to go to their next adventure, and a lot of people are looking as well. So even though more homes may become available given the spring, it also is going to be more of a demand usually because that's when people start looking. So it's a give and take. If you're kind of waiting for the perfect home and think more going to become available and you might get a better deal, or maybe who knows, but that's really hard to come by better deals. But but in terms of more people will be looking at the same time you are, so it makes
Mm-hmm.
it more difficult.
Right. A question that we've been getting from our listeners quite often. Well, the gist of the question, and it's been coming in a few different ways, is if you're going to put money into your home to do some repairs, remodeling, what would you recommend doing so that you can get your money back out?
Well, it's really going to depend. I know we've talked about this and several different questions, kind of similar. It depends how far you want to go with it. Do you want to do a remodel? Do you want to clean up the yard? The best uses of money in terms would be fresh paint and cleaning up the yard and just getting everything out. And
Yeah.
it really depends on the condition of the home too.
Some questions are related to people who don't necessarily want to sell immediately, but they're looking down the road. And if they were to do something to their home, is it best to remodel the kitchen, the master bath? I've heard that, or adding square footage, that type of thing, looking far down the road.
Yeah, well, see, those are all going to be things that help with your home selling as well as the price you're going to get. But it goes back into how comfortable are you remodeling the home? Do you have a good enough style taste where you're going to remodel a bathroom or a kitchen to a style that's neutral to people like, or are you going to personalize it really bit much and then that might be a big hindrance. So if you want to go a neutral remodel or get like a designer to help you through it, of course, that's always going to give you a higher price when you go to sell, and you'll definitely get your money back. But you run into those problems where someone personalizes it way too much or just a little too much, and the next person is going to come in and see it as, oh, I have to redo the kitchen, even though you spend a ton of money on it. It's not to everyone's taste. So you got to be careful when you're doing remodels, essentially, that you're not personalizing to yourself, but making it more as a neutral, nicely done thing, because the main goal is to fix it up and live in it. And then down the road, yeah, we're going to sell. Go neutral if you plan on staying there for a long time. Personalize is what you want. But if you go too extreme and it's against the norm, then you're going to run into some problems when you go to sell it.
Oh, that's good advice.
I mean, the styles change here too. You always go in and out of different styles. If you personalize it too much, it's just going to be one of those things that you run into a potential speed bump or so.
Okay, good advice to keep in mind. And how are those fur babies of yours doing?
They're all doing so well. Moose is getting really big and he's just loving life, and they're all just loving each other.
Oh, and Mango finally feels more secure from you leaving her on that trip you took and is not quite as needy.
Oh, he's even more needy now.
Oh,
Yeah, he follow. I think he's like a dog. He'll.
really? Well,
I'll
it's
go
in a
out.
dog household, so maybe.
Yeah, I'll go out to my truck, and he's like an indoor outdoor cat. So
Hmm.
I'll go out to my truck to grab something, and he'll follow me out there, and then I'll come back inside and be like, "Come on, Mango," and then he follows me back inside.
Oh, that is more like a dog. That's very cute.
He's
I've been trying to
hilarious.
get, yeah, Ollie out in the world quite a bit more because, he was kind of a fearful puppy and he's been a little bit fearful, but he's doing so well. I try to take him to the stores with me more and farmers markets and just more and more outings. He's very, very funny though. Still, he gets so excited to go and I'm getting him harnessed up and he's so excited. Then we get out to the car for him to jump in and he's like, oh, wait a minute. I think I changed my mind.
Oh my gosh.
I know. But then when we get back home and he's had that little success of going out in the world, he's happy for hours, just with a great big smile on his face, wagging his tail. So I think we're making slow progress.
Yeah, I mean, the more you do it, the more they get more comfortable with it. So just keep on keeping on.
Yeah. Well, David, as always, thank you for the great real estate advice. Would you give your contact information in case anyone wants to reach you?
Yeah, my number is 805-617-9311, and my email is david@davidcharlesallen.com.
Thank you, David. Have a great week. Can't wait to hear what's happening next week with real estate in Santa Barbara.
All right, let's give it a go next week, Patty. Thanks so
All
much.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye.